February 8, 1942. Demyansk, Soviet Union. Wehrmacht Second Corps surrounded. Soviet offensive cutting through German lines north and south of Demyansk salient. Pincers closing. 100,000 German soldiers trapped inside shrinking pocket. Radio messages reporting Soviet forces everywhere. Escape routes severed. Supply lines cut. Encirclement complete. Second Corps isolated in frozen pocket, measuring 40 kilometers diameter. Surrounded by Red Army divisions. Winter temperature -40°C. Hitler's orders explicit: no retreat. Stand fast. Hold Demyansk pocket. Luftwaffe will supply by air. 100,000 men beginning 105 days frozen hell. Demyansk salient created during German advance autumn 1941. Wehrmacht pushing east toward Moscow. Second Corps advancing, creating bulge into Soviet lines. Salient protruding like finger pointing east. Vulnerable position. Flanks exposed. Soviet forces north and south threatening encirclement. German commanders requesting permission, withdraw straighten lines. Hitler refuses. Every meter territory sacred. No retreat permitted. Second Corps remains exposed salient. Winter arriving. Temperatures dropping. Soviet offensive preparing. Traps set. Just waiting close. January 1942. Soviet winter offensive gaining momentum. Stalin ordering attacks everywhere. Push Germans back. Recapture territory. Demonstrate Soviet strength. Northwestern Front targeting Demyansk salient. Objective: surround Second Corps. Eliminate German forces. Clear territory. Plan simple. Attack north and south simultaneously. Cut off salient base. Encircle German divisions. Destroy trapped forces. Execute February. Weather conditions favorable for Soviets. Germans weakened by winter. Equipment failing. Morale low. Perfect timing Soviet offensive. February 8th. Soviet forces attack both flanks Demyansk salient. 11th and 34th Armies striking north. First Shock Army attacking south. Overwhelming force. German defenders stretched thin. Can't hold everywhere. Soviet breakthroughs achieved quickly. Northern and southern pincers advancing rapidly. Meeting February 8th, west of Demyansk. Salient cut off. Second Corps surrounded. 100,000 Wehrmacht soldiers trapped inside pocket. 6 divisions encircled. 12th, 30th, 32nd, 123rd, 290th Infantry Divisions plus SS Totenkopf Division. Artillery, support units, supply troops, medical personnel. Everyone trapped. Escape impossible. Soviet ring tightening, pocket shrinking. Germans preparing siege. Hitler informed encirclement immediately. Demands no withdrawal. Second Corps must hold Demyansk pocket. Luftwaffe will supply surrounded forces. Stand fast order absolute. Generals protesting. Pocket vulnerable. Forces inadequate. Supply requirements enormous. Hitler dismissing concerns. Luftwaffe promises adequate airlift. Göring guaranteeing supplies. Second Corps can hold indefinitely. Just need air support. Orders final. No discussion. Second Corps holding Demyansk pocket regardless casualties. Stand fast whatever cost. Luftwaffe beginning airlift operation immediately. Ju-52 transport aircraft flying supplies into surrounded pocket. Landing on improvised airstrips inside pocket. Unloading ammunition, food, medicine, fuel. Taking wounded out. Continuous shuttle runs. Weather terrible. -40°C. Heavy snow, limited visibility. Soviet fighters attacking transports. Anti-aircraft fire everywhere. Many aircraft lost. Pilots exhausted. Maintenance crews struggling. Aircraft freezing. Engines failing. But airlift continuing. Only lifeline surrounded Germans have. Stop flying, pocket collapses, so continue despite losses. Despite conditions. Despite everything. Conditions inside pocket deteriorating rapidly. 100,000 men requiring food, ammunition, medical supplies daily. Luftwaffe delivering maybe quarter requirements. Rest improvised. Starvation beginning. Rations cut repeatedly. 100 grams bread daily. Tiny piece. Not enough survive. Soldiers growing weaker. Can't fight effectively. Can't work. Can't even move much. Just conserve energy. Wait for food. Wait for relief. Wait for end. Temperature minus 40 Celsius continuously. No shelter adequate. Buildings destroyed by combat. Tents insufficient. Snow everywhere. Wind cutting through everything. Soldiers freezing despite clothing. Frostbite epidemic spreading. Thousands affected. Toes black. Fingers gone. Ears destroyed. Noses lost. Medical system overwhelmed. Can't evacuate everyone. Aircraft space limited. Walking wounded staying. Only critical cases flying out. Rest suffering inside pocket. Amputations performed field conditions. No anesthesia. Rough procedures. Many dying from complications. Frostbite killing more than combat. Soviet forces surrounding pocket attacking continuously. Probing defenses. Testing weak points. Artillery bombardment daily. Mortars firing constantly. Snipers everywhere. No rest. No safety. Always under fire. German defenders exhausted. Ammunition limited. Can't return fire properly. Conserving rounds. Only shooting when necessary. Soviet pressure increasing. Pocket perimeter contracting. Territory shrinking. Germans forced into smaller area. Density increasing. Targets easier. Casualties mounting. Defensive capability declining. Circle tightening slowly but inevitably. Disease spreading through crowded conditions. Typhus appearing. Dysentery common. Pneumonia epidemic. Influenza everywhere. Malnutrition weakening immune systems. Cold degrading health. Stress destroying bodies. Soldiers dying from disease faster than combat. Medical supplies inadequate. Doctors helpless. Nurses overwhelmed. Field hospitals full beyond capacity. Wounded lying outside in snow. Dying from exposure. From infection. From neglect. Medical system collapsed. Triage impossible. Everyone critical. Nobody can be saved. Just wait for death. Or evacuation. Or relief. Whichever comes first. Horses dying rapidly. German army still dependent on horses for logistics inside pocket. Thousands of horses trapped. No fodder available. Eating bark. Eating leather. Starving. Freezing. Dying standing. Soldiers eating horse meat immediately. Only protein source. But horses dying faster than men can eat them. Meat freezing instantly. Can't cook properly. No fuel for fires. Eating raw, frozen horse meat. Getting sick, but no choice. Hunger overwhelming. Eat anything. Survive somehow. Hope relief comes soon. Luftwaffe losses mounting unsustainably. February, 30 transport aircraft lost. March, 40 aircraft. April, 35 aircraft. Crews exhausted. Replacement aircraft scarce. Fuel limited. Airlift capacity declining, just as requirements increasing. Wounded evacuating takes space from supplies. Ammunition prioritized over food. Food prioritized over medicine. Medicine prioritized over fuel. Impossible choices daily. Everyone suffering. Everyone dying. Just matter of time. How long can Second Corps hold? How long can Luftwaffe support? How long before pocket collapses completely? April 1942. Relief operation finally begins. Operation Brückenschlag Bridge Strike. Objective: break through Soviet encirclement. Create land corridor to Demyansk pocket. Reconnect Second Corps to main German forces. Seydlitz, commanding relief force. 5 divisions attacking Soviet lines west of pocket. Fierce fighting. Soviet resistance strong. Progress slow. Casualties heavy, but advancing gradually. Pushing toward trapped comrades. Pocket defenders attacking simultaneously from inside. Two forces trying to meet. Create corridor. Establish connection. End isolation. April 21st. Relief force breakthrough achieved. Narrow corridor opened. Few kilometers wide. Under Soviet artillery fire constantly. But connection established. Land route available. Supplies flowing ground instead of air exclusively. Wounded evacuating by truck instead of aircraft only. Pressure relieved slightly. Morale improving marginally. But corridor vulnerable. Soviets attacking from both sides, trying to cut off again. Germans defending desperately. Can't lose connection, can't return to isolation. Must hold corridor. Must keep supply line open. Must maintain relief route, whatever cost. May 1942, corridor stabilized somewhat. Width increased. Defenses strengthened. Supply situation improving. Food rations increased slightly. Medical evacuation functioning better. Ammunition stocks rebuilding. Frostbite rates declining as weather warms. Temperatures rising above freezing finally. Snow melting. Mud replacing ice. Different problems but welcome change. Spring arriving. 105 days encirclement ending. Survival achieved. Second Corps held Demyansk pocket. Obeyed Hitler's stand-fast order, paid terrible price. But survived. Mission accomplished technically. Victory claimed officially. Reality different. Casualties staggering. Combat losses. Maybe 15,000 killed in action. Frostbite casualties. Over 50,000. Disease and starvation. Another 20,000. Total. 85,000 casualties from 100,000 trapped. 85% casualty rate. Worse than Stalingrad proportionally. Most casualties non-combat. Freezing. Starving. Dying from conditions not fighting. Wehrmacht destroyed by siege. Second Corps rebuilt from remnants. But original divisions gone. Units exist in name only. Personnel replaced. Combat effectiveness destroyed. Hitler's stand-fast order preserved territory. Cost entire corps. Lesson ignored. Stalingrad repeated later. Same mistakes. Same costs. Same results. Luftwaffe losses catastrophic. Over 260 transport aircraft lost during airlift. Irreplaceable. Crews killed. Maintenance personnel exhausted. Remaining aircraft worn out. Transport capacity crippled. Later supply operations handicapped. Stalingrad airlift fails partially because Demyansk already depleted transport fleet. Price paid forward. Future operations compromised. Short-term tactical success. Long-term strategic disaster. Typical German Eastern Front equation. Soviet perspective complicated. Surrounded German corps. Should have destroyed trapped forces. Failed. Germans held pocket 105 days. Relief corridor established. Encirclement broken. Objective not achieved. Tactical failure. But inflicted massive casualties. Degraded Wehrmacht combat power. Tied down German reserves. Prevented offensive operations elsewhere. Strategic success, arguably. Learned lessons. Future encirclements executed better. Stalingrad later. Bagration, eventually. Experience gained Demyansk applied successfully subsequently. Individual German accounts providing ground truth. Anonymous diary, March 1942. 45th day surrounded. Can't remember last real meal? Yesterday? Slice moldy bread? Today? Nothing yet. Maybe tonight. Maybe not. Cold beyond description. Frostbite spreading. Lost 2 toes, left foot. 3 fingers, right hand. Consider myself lucky. Others worse. Friend died yesterday. Not shot, not sick. Just stopped. Gave up. Cold too much. Hunger too much. Everything too much. Just stopped living. Nobody blamed him. Everyone understands. Surprised more haven't quit. Why keep trying? Relief coming, supposedly. Don't believe it. Just words. Empty promises. We're forgotten. Abandoned. Waiting to die. That's truth. Everything else lies. Soldier evacuated April. Survived. Never returned front. Crippled physically. Broken psychologically. Typical Demyansk veteran. Officer report, April 1942. Division strength, 3,200 effective soldiers remaining from 15,000 original. Combat capability, minimal. Most soldiers can't march, can't fight sustained engagement, can barely hold positions. Ammunition, 20% requirements. Food, starvation rations continuing. Medical, catastrophic. Over 2,000 frostbite cases requiring evacuation. Can't evacuate that many. Remaining here, suffering. Morale collapsed. Discipline maintained barely. Desertion, impossible due encirclement. Otherwise would be epidemic. Relief corridor opened supposedly. Haven't seen evidence yet. Still surrounded. Still dying. Still waiting. Request immediate evacuation, entire division. Current position untenable. Further resistance pointless. Recommend withdrawal. Request denied. Division held position until May. Then evacuated. Rebuilt from replacements. Original personnel mostly gone. Division existed in name only. Same story, every unit, Demyansk pocket. Luftwaffe pilot account, February 1942. Flew 3 supply missions today. First flight, landed successfully despite Soviet fire. Unloaded ammunition, loaded wounded. 30 men crammed into aircraft designed for 24. Didn't matter. Needed evacuation. All critical cases. Took off under fire. Made it back. Second flight. Weather deteriorating. -42. Heavy snow. Visibility 50 meters. Landed anyway. Pocket needed supplies desperately. Unloaded food. Medicine. More wounded boarding. 35 this time. Overweight. Dangerous. But necessary. Took off barely clearing trees. Soviet fighters attacked immediately. Evaded. Barely. Made it back. Aircraft damaged. Still flyable. Third flight cancelled. Weather impossible. Aircraft needed repairs. Crew exhausted. Tomorrow, same thing. Day after, same thing. Every day, same thing. Until we're all dead. Or pocket relieved. Whichever comes first. Betting on dead. Pilot killed March. Aircraft shot down. Entire crew lost. Typical Demyansk airlift casualty. Hundreds similar stories. Fleet destroyed supporting pocket. Medical officer describing conditions. Hospital overwhelmed beyond description. Designed for 200 patients. Currently holding 800. Wounded everywhere. Floors. Hallways. Outside in tents. In snow when tents full. Supplies exhausted. No bandages. No medicine. No anesthesia. No tools. Performing surgery with improvised instruments. Amputations with saws from carpenter tools. No sterile conditions. Infections universal. Mortality 60%. Not from wounds, from conditions, from cold, from infection, from neglect. Can't help everyone. Must choose who treats, who abandons. Impossible choices, haunting decisions. Saving 1 means letting 5 die. Save 5 means letting 20 die. Mathematics of horror, calculated suffering, deliberate abandonment. Call it triage. Really murder. Necessary murder. Inevitable murder. Murder nonetheless. Conscience dying faster than patience. Humanity destroyed. Just going through motions. Waiting for end. Doctor evacuated April. Never practiced medicine again. Couldn't. Trauma too deep. Guilt too strong. Typical Demyansk medical personnel. Broken by experience. Destroyed by war. Soviet soldier perspective outside pocket. 40 days surrounding Germans. Expected they'd surrender quickly. No food, no supplies, no escape. Logic says surrender. Reality different. Germans fighting desperately. Every position defended. Every attack repulsed. Casualties mounting. Not making progress expected. Orders keep pressure. Attack constantly. Prevent relief. Destroy pocket. Easy orders. Hard execution. Germans tough. Even starving. Even freezing. Still fighting. Respect grudging. Hate absolute. But respectability. They're dying. We're dying. Everyone dying. Stupid war. Pointless suffering. Following orders. Doing duty. Surviving somehow. Hoping end comes soon. Soldier survived Demyansk. Died Stalingrad later. Brief respite. Then another encirclement. Different side. Same suffering. Typical Eastern Front experience. Survival temporary. Death inevitable. Just matter of when. Statistical analysis revealing cold's impact. Total casualties, 105 days. 85,000. Combat deaths, 15,000, 18%. Frostbite casualties, 50,000, 59%. Disease and starvation, 20,000, 23%. Conclusion. Cold and conditions killed 4 times more Germans than combat. Soviet bullets wounded maybe 20,000. Russian winter killed 70,000. Temperature more effective than tanks. Starvation deadlier than artillery. Disease killed more than snipers. Nature allied with Soviets. Weather fighting for Stalin. Germans not just battling Red Army. Fighting Russia itself. Environment hostile. Climate deadly. Terrain treacherous. Everything working against Wehrmacht. Can't win war against country. Can only lose gradually. Demyansk proving this truth. Lesson unlearned. Price paid repeatedly. Hitler's stand-fast doctrine vindicated supposedly. Demyansk pocket held 105 days, not overrun, not eliminated. Relief achieved. Corridor established, and therefore success. Therefore proof doctrine works. Therefore apply everywhere. Logic fatally flawed. Success measured wrong metric. Holding territory meaningless if army destroyed. Tactical position irrelevant if strategic capability degraded. Demyansk held. Second Corps shattered. Victory claimed. Disaster achieved. Hitler learning wrong lesson. Applying flawed doctrine. Stalingrad next. Same orders. Worse results. Demyansk establishing pattern. Hitler's strategic incompetence codified into military doctrine. Wehrmacht following orders to destruction. Obedience valued over effectiveness. Loyalty rewarded over competence. Demyansk showing future. Nobody seeing clearly. Everyone following blindly. Catastrophe approaching inevitably. Demyansk compared to Stalingrad later. Similarities obvious. Encirclement. Airlift. Stand-fast order. Hitler refusing withdrawal. Luftwaffe attempting supply. Surrounded forces suffering. Relief attempted. Results catastrophic. Differences. Demyansk relieved eventually. Stalingrad destroyed completely. Demyansk smaller scale. Stalingrad larger disaster. Demyansk 105 days. Stalingrad 148 days. Demyansk 85,000 casualties. Stalingrad 300,000 casualties. Demyansk blueprint for Stalingrad. Earlier version same mistake. Warning ignored. Pattern repeated. Scale amplified. Results predictably worse. Wehrmacht learning nothing. History repeating. Stupidity compounding. Modern Russian remembrance of Demyansk limited. Not celebrated like Moscow or Stalingrad. Encirclement failed. Germans escaped. Not clear victory. Just bloody stalemate. Heavy Soviet casualties also. Neither side claiming triumph proudly. History remembers failures. Forgets ambiguous struggles. Demyansk forgotten mostly. Veterans remembering. Historians studying. General public unknowing. Typical fate of most battles. Only spectacular victories or catastrophic defeats remembered. Everything between fades. Demyansk fading. 100,000 Germans suffered 105 days. Memory lasting less. Fame proportional to clarity. Ambiguous results breeding ambiguous memory. Eventually, forgetting. German military learning, some lessons. Airlift alone, insufficient, supplying surrounded forces. Pockets, vulnerable, regardless rhetoric. Stand fast, orders costly, regardless claimed success. But lessons not applied consistently. Local commanders remembering, high command forgetting. Hitler especially ignoring. Each encirclement treated uniquely. No systematic doctrine developed. No planning for prevention. Just reactive responses. Emergency improvisations, desperate measures, repeated failures. Wehrmacht not learning institutionally, just individually. Commanders understanding personally. Army forgetting collectively. Organizational amnesia combined with strategic incompetence. Perfect combination, guaranteed failure. Final truth about Demyansk. 100,000 Germans froze 105 days in pocket. Surrounded by Soviets. Starved by logistics. Frozen by winter. Killed by conditions more than combat. Survived technically. Destroyed practically. Second Corps existed afterwards. Not really. Skeleton wearing corpse's uniform. Name without substance. Organization without capability. Victory claimed. Disaster hidden. Truth buried under propaganda. Only veterans knowing. Only survivors remembering. Only historians eventually documenting. 105 days frozen hell. 100,000 men suffering. 85,000 casualties. Pointless sacrifice. Avoidable disaster. Unnecessary suffering. All because Hitler ordered stand fast. All because Wehrmacht obeyed. All because nobody questioned. Demyansk legacy. Obedience kills. Orders aren't sacred. Withdrawal sometimes necessary. Survival beats symbolism. Lessons learned expensively. Applied inconsistently. Repeated tragically. Remember Demyansk. Remember 105 days. Remember 100,000 froze in frozen pocket. Remember cold killed more than bullets. Remember airlift failed. Remember encirclement survived barely. Remember lessons learned. Remember lessons ignored. Remember history forgotten. Remember veterans suffering. Remember truth matters. Remember Demyansk.